Hello everyone, welcome back to Silversoft, and we are going to be treating the basics of HTML part 3. And if you've come this far with me, that means you're ready to be a web developer. Now come on, let's go. The first thing you do, come on, let's go. The first thing you do, if you open your VS Code for the first time, your stuff is going to be like this, your platform is going to be like this, and then the first thing you do is now to open folder. Now I want to create a folder in my desktop. I don't have a folder already, so, and these are the folders I already have on my desktop, so I can right click on it and then new folder, and then I can name this folder code, and then I select the folder. When I double click on the folder, there's no item here on the folder, so I can select the folder, and then when the folder is been selected, then it appears to be like this. This thing is still here because there's no file already on the folder. Now when you move towards the folder, you see something like this, and then create new. This and that folder. If you want to create a new folder inside the folder, and then since we're going to be talking about HTML, we have to create a new folder. I'll name the folder index dots. Now if you put this index dots, they are going to tell you that the name index dots is not valid as a file or a folder name. Please choose a different name. Now because it's not complete, you have to put it like index. Is that you use index.html or index.html? So index.h. If you put a h, maybe probably there's a language called h. Then html, it tells you that there's still no language called h. If you put the html, then you're going to see an icon of HTML5 here. I can put HTML. Then if you click enter, then the HTML file appears over here. Now there are sets of tags that are very important for learning HTML5, and that makes your HTML5 code readable by the browser. Now those tags, instead of writing them one by one, you can just hold the shift key on your system and then click I. Then there are a whole lot of bunch of options that come out for you, but the first, you are going to click on the first one, and then it brings out this document, a set of what HTML5 document should look like. Now here is your document, and then here is your. Now if you're a beginner, maybe you've not heard of live server. Live server is an extension that helps you to run your code live on the live server. Is an extension that helps you to run your code live on the browser. Here is it. This live server, it helps you to run your code live, and then when you've installed live server, you're gonna see it over here to go live. But if you've not installed live server, no problem. You can go to your code, right click on it, or rather open it, then if you double click on it, it will open on your Chrome. Now this is the website we are building on. This is the website, and this is the path. This is the location of the website. It's located on the desktop inside our folder code, and then this is the name of this. So now close our. If you're not seeing your website, your documents very well, you can click on this and then go to settings, and when you're on the settings, you can 14 is default of your font size, but you can set it to as far as 16 and anything you want. Now I will leave it at 16 because 16 is it's a kind of enlarged. Now if we open our browser again, let's refresh it, you find out that there's documents over on top of here. Document, local or shared file. This document you're seeing here is as a result of these documents here, the title of the web page. So we can change it to index, and then we go to It's either you click Control S save, or you come to your file here and then put it on auto save. Now you don't have to always you don't have to always save your code before going to the live server to run it. So when mine is already on auto save, that's why it is ticked this way. Then if you click on it, if this index is already saved, so what I have to do is to go to my browser. Since I'm not running it live, I can have to, yeah, you see it is now written as index instead of the normal document, which is its default. Now back to our code. There are sets of tags. They have tags. Okay, our first code, if you want to see what you're writing on the system, these are HTML tags. This is the heading tags, and these heading tags, the browser doesn't read it. That's why everything you're seeing inside this tag, inside the head tag, inside this tag, you're seeing everything inside the browser, because our browser doesn't recognize anything in the head tag. The only thing the browser recognizes is everything inside the body tag. So if I put my header in the body tag, the browser is going to read it as a document readable by the browser. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, you put your less than tag, less than sign, and then if let me write our first, put an H1, and then now the browser, the VS Code automatically completes the tag for you. So I can write, okay, my first web site. Now it saves automatically. Then go to our browser and refresh it. Now you see my first website written over here. And this is as a result of this H1 tag. Now there are different types of tag. This H tag can either range from 1 to 6. So we can also have something like H2 tag. H2 tag is a little bit less than H1 tag. You can now write this is a H2 tag, and then you refresh it. Now this H2 tag is a bit smaller than this H1 tag. Same thing with the H3, and then as it goes down to H4, you discover that the H4 tag is smaller. And then we refresh our, then it's a bit smaller, but the only thing is that this H4 tag can even be as small, it can even be smaller than the documents written on the website, but the only difference is that it's made bold. That's why it's a heading tag. Now if you've done this, congratulations, you indeed want to be a web developer. Now what we're gonna do is, first, as every website has a header, the main body page, and the footer. So we're going to write, now there are ways, there are tags that are automatically recognized by the VS Code by default. Something like, if you write a header, it brings you an option with something like a spanner tool here to show you that is a suggestion. If you click on the header, it automatically forms a tag. Then anything you write on this header is automatically the header of your web page. Now remember, I've deleted this H2 tag. I've limited those H tags, and then on my web page they are here. That's because I'm not using the live server. Now if you want to go to extension, install live server, and then you can always go your code. You can always run your code live on VS Code on your browser. Now if you come over here, you see click to run a live server, and you can also as well, oops, it isn't here. Now if you see it's starting, now automatically it runs. Now the difference between a live server and running my code manually is that running the code manually gives the part it gives you to the code is written like this, but running on a code live server, it gives you a part like this, and then it comes at the end in slash index.html. Now let me put something in here, something like, okay, Silversoft as a company. I run it, automatically it shows here. It shows, and it's up here because it's the header. I can also put the header in a tag. I can put the header in a tag h1 to show it's a header, and then I cut it over here. It becomes bold because it's a h1 tag. It's a h1 tag. Now I can reducing the font size and the font width of this write-up here. It's solely the work of CSS, but when we come to that level, we're gonna explain it in details. So what we're going to do is leave it this way. And now inside this h1 tag, remember, this is not the only thing that can be seen in a h1 tag. H1 tag by default is supposed to be this way, so that whatever you're putting inside here. Now we can come under here and put our whatever image, whatever we want to do. So what we're going to do is, maybe by the time we go ahead and far into this our study and we're gonna be creating live websites. We're gonna be imitating people's websites. So going to be imitating people's websites. So subscribe if you want to see more of them. Now what we're going to do next, let me write our h2 tag. Okay, it's not necessary. Now secondly, apart from the header tag, we can come here and put another tag, something like the body, the main body, and then whatever we write inside this main body automatically is going below the header tag. Remember, there are types of tags. There are inline tags and there are block element tags. Sorry, types of elements. There are inline elements and there are block elements. Now this header tag is a block element, and this h1 tag is a block element, meaning that whatever I put after this h1 tag, whatever, no matter what, even if it's a h2 tag, is automatically going below the h1 tag. It's not coming to continue over here. That's because it's a block element. If I give this a background color, you are going to see that the background color will automatically cover the whole of this place. But I'm not going to give it a background color now because we've not entered into CSS. That giving colors is solely the work of CSS, both whether it's inline, it's internal, or it's external. So I'm gonna delete this. Now inside this body, there are tons of elements that can come under this body. There are video elements, there are p elements, there are different types of elements. Now another type is the p element. This is a paragraph element. Now remember, see, I clicked on the p, it brought out different options for me that can carry a p tag. They have the param, the picture, the pre, the progress. There are different types. So I picked on this, the paragraph text, and if you hover on it, it's going, the p elements represent the paragraph text. Same thing with the body. The body elements represent the contents of a document, while the header elements represent territory content, is the nearest blah 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 blah. Now I can write a whole lot of shit. I can just put like a lorem. It's right. Oh, you know name format the document. Now it brings it over. This is why it's important to get a live server. I say this is why it's important to get a live server. This is why it's important to get a code formatter. Let's go to my extensions. You see prettier code formatter, and this prettier code formatter makes your code in a readable form. It's very important to have a prettier code formatter for those writing bulky codes. And let me format the document. You see that it doesn't continue from this place. It doesn't continue from this part where the other one stopped. It automatically comes over to this place. That's because p element is a block element. It automatically covers, even if the last word on this sentence, on this whole even if the last word on this whole sentence stops where this particular place, Oh, let me increase the font. Let me zoom it. Okay. Even if the last word, maybe this question mark over here, is exactly the point where this E is, it's still not gonna allow this second part of the sentence to come over here. That's because it's a block element. Now there are a bunch of other block elements. Now for today we are going to be stopping at our next bus stop, which is I'll put one inline element, which is should I put it? Okay, now a link. Now the A attribute, it's attributed to link. It's now once you click on it, you're going to show it something like this. You put a link, whether a link to a second part of your website or a link to a different website entirely. You can put a link to your Facebook page, a company's Facebook page, a link to your company's YouTube channel, a link to your company's GitHub page, a link to your company's whatever. Now this A refers to anchor. If I hover on it, see if the A element has the H attribute, then it represents a hyperlink, a hypertext anchor labeled by its content. Now inside this href attribute, I can put whichever website I want. Okay, I can put something like https, I'm referring to now www.google.com. now when it's this way, I can now come over here and put Google, and then wow, you see it. And if I hover on it, then under here it's something pops up, something that shows that's one advantage of using Chrome. If I hover on any link, something pops up under here that shows the link attributed to that stuff, and then you see it. Now this is how a link appears, although you can use CSS to change the color of the link, to make it to animate the link when you hover on it, and so on. So thank you for everyone, thank you. And then if you try something like this, send me the picture on the comment section, and I'm gonna really appreciate you for doing it. Thanks. Now thank you for watching this video. If you really enjoyed it, that means you're gonna enjoy every other part of the video. So subscribe so that you see more and more.